I'll be reviewing and unboxing the cast iron dosa tawa I had bought recently. I had bought the dosa tawa before a month, and now I will be sharing all the details about the use of the prestige cast iron dosa tawa. I will be sharing how to maintain and use the cast iron dosa tawa for the first time, and also I will tell you some tips and tricks so that it can make your dosa tawa just like any non-stick pan. So watch the video till the end to know about the complete use of this cast iron dosa tawa. So I had bought this prestige cast iron dosa tawa. Well, I wanted a dosa tawa which doesn't get spoiled and it lasts forever. This prestige cast iron tawa has a lifetime warranty. Moreover, they say there are a lot of benefits to use the cast iron tawa. Use of cast iron tawa retains flavors and adds iron to your food. Now, before I unbox the dosa tawa, please do subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell icon for more such updates, and also like the video. So this is the warranty card. Now let's check out the dosa tawa. Well, the dosa tawa is a bit heavier than the regular non-stick pan we use for the dosa. It has a perfect shape and the tawa is already pre-seasoned here. So let us remove that label which has been easily done. So now I will show you how to maintain and clean the dosa tawa. So now I will show you the process I followed before making dosas on the dosa tawa. So you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Kitchen Clever, where I post interesting recipes and also all the latest updates about my cooking tips. So first, clean the dosa tawa with a mild soap and sponge. So I had cleaned the dosa tawa on both sides. Also note that you do not have to soak the pan in water and just wash the pan and wipe it immediately. So after cleaning the dosa tawa thoroughly on both sides, wipe it with a dry cloth and then place it on the gas stove. Then switch on the gas and let the pan heat for a while. You can then pour some oil. Now you have to take a half cut onion pricked in a fork. Rub the onion thoroughly with oil on the dosa tawa. Follow the process for a while and then keep the onion aside. Now you again have to pour some oil and then put some chopped onions on the dosa tawa and fry them till they are golden brown. So you just have to saute it very lightly with a ladle. It will take a few minutes for the onions to turn a little brown. After that, remove the onion in a plate. Now discard all the onions, the chopped ones and the cut onion. Well, you do not have to eat the onions, just discard all the onions. Now again clean the dosa tawa with a mild detergent and water thoroughly on both sides. Now I will share with you my experience of using the dosa tawa. I will answer all your questions like is it worth to buy the dosa tawa and also how can it become just like a non-stick pan. So now for the first time you have to cook something like I had just cooked a bread on this tawa and discarded it. And then I sprinkled some water on the dosa tawa and let it cool down and wiped it with a cloth. So now this pan is ready to cook dosas on it. So after cleaning it, as I showed you ahead, the pan has become more smoother than before. So during my first use, I had poured some ghee over the tawa and then cooked the dosa on the tawa. Also, before cooking on the tawa, you have to see to it that the tawa is completely hot, and then you start cooking the dosas on the tawa. Once the pan is hot, you can have a very nice quality and crispy dosas from the pan. So now let's wait for a while for the dosa to cook. Now after a minute or so, apply ghee on the corner and edges of the dosas, and also some ghee on the dosa. So now I am removing the dosa with my stainless steel ladle. So as I am using this for the first time, I got to have a decent dosa from the cast iron tawa. So you have to cook the dosa from both the sides. So even after using the dosa pan for the first time, the dosa did not stick on the cast iron tawa. Also the dosa's texture is crispy and thin. So now fold the dosa and remove it from the pan. So my first dosa, a thin and crispy one from the cast iron tawa, is ready to eat. So now I made the second dosa. Just sprinkle some water and wipe it with a cloth. So for the second time, I did not pour oil on the pan. I just cooked the dosa directly on the pan. So it just takes 2 to 3 days of usage of the pan while for cooking dosa. And after a few days of cooking dosa on the pan, the cast iron dosa tawa just becomes like any other non-stick pan, and the texture of the pan also becomes very smoother. So now I will show you how I used the dosa tawa for the another day, and I made a pesarutu dosa on the tawa for the second time. So do not forget the step of heating the dosa tawa completely and then cooking dosas on it. Also the pesarutu dosa had turned out really well. The dosa came out to be very well, and also the texture was just perfect. Well, for pesarutu dosa, I had not cooked the dosa very thin. I had kept it a little bit thick. The dosa had a perfect color and it was just perfectly cooked. Now I will show you the day 3 of my usage of the dosa pan. So I had completely heated the dosa pan before cooking the dosa on it. So this time I cooked the dosa just like I cook it on any other non-stick pan. First, while cooking the dosa, I had slowed down the gas flame and then pour oil or ghee on the edges and on the dosa. Now I will show you how the dosa has come out on itself. So you can have a closer look at the dosa. The edges are coming out on its own just like they come out in any other non-stick pan. The dosa also has turned brown by now. Now I will remove the dosa with the ladle very easily. So this is how you remove the dosa from the cast iron tawa. Do it very softly and slowly. So the dosa has turned just perfect. So these dosas are similar to what you get on the streets of Mumbai. The street vendors use iron tawa to cook dosas. So even their dosas are very thin and crispy, just like we have cooked at home. So if you have liked the video, please do subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.